Hello everybody, welcome to our session 3DEXPERIENCE Cross-Enterprise Collaboration Scenarios based on OpenDXM and GlobalX. My name is Pfalzgraf. I'm responsible for the business unit products here at Prostep, and together with me is my colleague Daniel Wiegand.
Thank you, Peter. As Peter said, my name is Daniel Wiegand. I'm responsible here at Prostep for the product management of our OpenDXM family with all the data exchange tools. I'm proud to present today with Peter together the 3DEXPERIENCE integration.
First of all, I want to give you a brief overview of Prostep and our portfolio. So we call ourselves 100% PLM. We integrate your PLM world. This is our key topic for more than 25 years now. We are an expert in PLM processes and solutions. On the one hand, we are vendor neutral, but we have very specific partnerships with leading PLM vendors. Of course, also the Dassault System, which has always been for long years one of our major partners in this domain. We have around 230 PLM experts in 12 locations, majorly in Western Europe, but also in the US with our Prostep subsidiary. Reference customers from us are majorly from manufacturing on the one hand, but from various domains like automotive, aerospace and defense, but also shipbuilding and machinery. Our solution portfolio offer includes PLM strategy consulting on the one hand, but then also implementing solutions, going down onto our own solution portfolio, product portfolio, where you see the major brands on the bottom of the slide. So you see these brands later on: OpenDEX, 3D PDF, OpenPDM, but also OpenDXM, GlobalX. Our partnerships with the Dassault System have developed over the last 2 decades. We started in the V5 domain, of course. We have been a CAA V5 development partner, but also a services partner, also in these times. And now for the last decades are a partner in the V6 or nowadays 3DEXPERIENCE domain regarding the software development on the one hand, but also being a services partner now for a minimum of 5 years. Connectivity, as I said, that's our major claim. And you see here this OpenPDM puzzle with different puzzle pieces connecting to different systems. And if you look into the Dassault System product range, besides the 3DEXPERIENCE platform, you also find solutions to old technologies like VPM, V4 or SmartTeam. And on the other hand, of course, also integrations into the CAD worlds, CATIA V5, but of course also CATIA V6, meaning the real integration of CATIA in the 3DEXPERIENCE platform in the V6 domain. So what you see here now is, besides this general connectivity approach, we deliver specific solutions which we have developed in conjunction with the Dassault System for integrating, on the one hand, other PLM solutions. So you find major systems here on this slide for integrating 3DEXPERIENCE with Windchill, with Teamcenter, SAP, and also nowadays with ARAS or Oracle Primavera P6, which is a project portfolio solution. And what we are talking about today, you see on the right-hand side, the integration of 3DEXPERIENCE with our own data exchange tool, OpenDXM GlobalX. So what is OpenDXM GlobalX? Daniel, can you go into some more details, please? Yeah.
For sure, I can do. So just to present GlobalX on the page, here you see some bullet points which explain GlobalX. We designed GlobalX for data exchange purposes in manufacturing industries, in any divisions you want to transfer data, secure data. This is one of the focus we had, so we are able to secure files in a way that we have file encryption, that we have a very secure architecture selected. We are let GlobalX pen testing every major version to get a very secure software out to our customers. GlobalX as well is designed for very flexible usage, which means you can use different user interfaces to access the data exchange tool, for example, PDM systems, like we want to explain today with the 3DEXPERIENCE integration. But the flexibility is also on architectural side. So we can provide GlobalX with installations on different parts in your company. So if you have a decentralized architecture, decentralized organization, you can place so-called firewalls, remote firewalls in your different regions to have a better, more performant transfer of data, to have shortened network distances. As well, the compliance is very important for our product. Reporting and scalable security policies are part of GlobalX. And nowadays we support also the GDPR compliances, so we are able to fulfill all the requirements which are coming with GDPR. And all this is based on our 25-year experience of Prostep with data exchange. Meanwhile, Prostep is ISO certified 9001, 27001 as well. Very new, is not on this slide, it's TISAX, also very important for us. And based on this experience, we developed a lot of integration options to our GlobalX product based on PDM integrations, cut conversions, and all these things. And so we see GlobalX is a very huge platform where you can integrate different scenarios for data exchange. Coming back to the client applications, which is a very important level of flexibility for us, you see the base module is coming out with different client types. Very important for us is the web browser, which is the typical interface to integrate your partners outside. They can use the internet connection to exchange data, upload and download files in a very secure way based on the web browser client interface. But as well, we have in the standard module integrations into Windows Explorer and in your Outlook implementation. And on the left side, you see all other clients are optional, but you can also use OFTP clients to have a transfer, which is very, very common in the automotive industries. But as well, and this is what we want to focus today, you can integrate your PDM system with the GlobalX tool to have data exchange processes started in the PDM system and to hand over the files on a secure way to your partners. These are the client applications, and today we focus, as we said, on the PDM integrations, and therefore I will give you the ball back and ask you to explain a bit what is the benefit or the challenge of PDM scenarios, PDM exchange scenarios.
Sure, yes. So PDM, PLM integration sounds quite easy, yeah? And of course the expectation for the end user finally is to have a tool which is easy to use on the one hand, but also fulfills the requirements he's working in such a PLM environment. So, and if you look into this slide, this shows a little bit in a generic way how PDM integration looks in our solution portfolio. So, of course, on the left-hand side, you have the end user working in a PDM system, but then you have different pieces of this process, running one after the other. And these are things like starting with the PDM wizard. You will see later on in our demo what is meant with this, how the user works with it. And then if you send data out, in the top part of the slide, you can see what we call an export action. Export meaning sending the data out to one of your partners on the right-hand side, which could be a supplier, which could be a real partner or also a customer of yours. And very important, we have this post-processing afterwards. So there are different steps to be fulfilled, and this can include, if you are talking about CAD data, for example, also things like CAD conversions or quality check of CAD data. Then, of course, very important, the packaging of the data, and finally the provision to the partner. This can run via, of course, a web portal on the one hand, but also via very specific data exchange ways, as we know it from automotive industries with the OFTP2 protocol. And then on the other hand, on the bottom part of the slide, you are seeing what happens when data come back from the partner. Of course, very important too. What do you do with the data received in your company? Well, and you see here we can already start with the pre-processing of the data and analyzing it, of course, the package which is received, which is perhaps forwarded to a dedicated partner who shall receive the data in your company. Then we can analyze this package and then also finally start an import action, really talking about an import into the PDM system. So finally the data is available in the work environment of the PDM system, of the PDM user who shall receive the data. Now this is kind of the generic approach behind it, and what we want to show you now is really the specific implementation for 3DEXPERIENCE. So Daniel, can you deep dive into that?
For sure, I can do this. To start the 3DEXPERIENCE integration presentation, let me give some words to the product itself. So as we said, we have in our portfolio the product OpenDXM GlobalX 3DEXPERIENCE integration, which consists of three main parts. One is enhancement of 3DEXPERIENCE on server side. So what we provide is a widget which can be integrated in your 3DEXPERIENCE implementation, in your dashboards, and this can be used to build your transfer collections, which means collecting the data, your products, your structures you want to send out to your partner, and then after having this package to send this out to your partner. Therefore, we have an enhancement of the 3DX data model to realize the traceability of transfers, which means we want to send status changes back to the 3DEXPERIENCE platform that an end user only uses 3DEXPERIENCE and he has the knowledge what happens with his transfer, what is the state of this transfer. The second component is the so-called wizard. You will see it in the demonstration after this. What is needed to create the GlobalX job. So you prepare your package in 3DEXPERIENCE and you hand it over to the wizard and do the final steps to create a transfer job. Mainly you have to select one or several receivers which should retrieve if the files you want to send out. And the third component is GlobalX itself, the server component for transferring the data to and from partners, suppliers, OEMs, whatever. GlobalX can be enhanced with CAD processes, as Peter mentioned in the presentation or in the slide before. CAD processes, which means conversion of files, renaming of files, quality check. All these things can happen during the post-processing when the files were exported from the 3DEXPERIENCE and before they are provided to the partner. As well, you can integrate several automation processes or automation types like robot implementations or the OTP transfer to your partners via internet and so on. So this is just a brief overview of what is the GlobalX integration, and now I want to give you a short demonstration how the sending out of data with the 3DEXPERIENCE integration works. Therefore, we prepared a little demonstration that what you see here is something what you know very well, 3DEXPERIENCE dashboard where you have the structure editor, where you have 3D Compose, which are standard 3DEXPERIENCE tools. But to send data out, you can prepare your own dashboard, data exchange dashboard, where you integrate our wizards, our widgets to send this data out. So changing the dashboard here in that case, the demonstration is the first step we do. So we have prepared this dashboard where you see as well the structure editor and 3D Compose, where you can open your part, your structure, what you want to analyze, what you want to send out. So it's just standard 3DEXPERIENCE functionality here, which can be used. We are opening our favorite Mars rover, and you see the structure here. You can navigate there, you can select your parts, your products you want to send out. This is something what is standard 3DEXPERIENCE, but if you decide to send this out, you can just use the drag and drop functionality and move it over to create so-called collection object. Collection means, in that case, collecting all the parts, the documents you want to send out at first. So we have now a collection created, which is a state created. We have one data set with just a single part in it. And now the end user is searching for another structure. This is seeds. He takes the seeds, uses the drag and drop functionality, and adds this as next data set to this existing collection. So now what we see here is having two data sets in this single collection, and you see no receivers yet selected, and we can send out exactly this collection to a partner. By choosing the Send to GlobalX option, we are opening the wizard where you select your receivers, can be one or more receivers in one progress. Until now, we did not export the files from 3DEXPERIENCE. It's just preparing the transfer job. You get a review of what you want to send out. You see the structure again with the file names which are created. So part of renaming is here already implemented. Maybe additional checks can happen. So, for example, are these files in the right state? You want to check out, are they released and so on. This can be checked. And now we have completed our transfer job, and coming back to the widget, you see here now what happens. The process is now running in the background, and the end user can use the refresh functionality to see now we send back the information to whom the files going out. You can refresh it again and see that the state now changes to active, which means the process is running in the background. We are exporting the files from 3DEXPERIENCE and providing them to the partner. Our partner was selected, retrieves an email, new files were available for him, he logs into the system, if configured and requested, he has to accept the terms of use. Now in his inbox he sees the new package which he retrieved in the GlobalX web application. Just click, download, transfer starts, he sees the status of his transfer, and he can open the exported and transferred files on part of the zip file, and now we see here the 5 documents here, and he's able to work with the files, and you can use the same tool, GlobalX, to send the files back in the 3DEXPERIENCE world. So this was just a short and quick overview how we integrated GlobalX with 3DEXPERIENCE. Very smart way to exchange data from 3DEXPERIENCE environment to external partners. This was GlobalX integration. I'll hand over to Peter to finalize.
Yes, so thanks, Daniel. I think quite impressive to see how this really can work in a very easy to use way for such an end user in 3DEXPERIENCE. And of course, thank you for your participation today. You see our contact data on this slide, and also either Daniel and me would be happy to answer any questions. And of course, now we are looking forward to the Q&A session, which follows right after. And thanks again for your participation.
Thank you, also from my side.
Bye-bye.